At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
This episode is brought to you by Peacock. The new Peacock original documentary, Matthew Perry, A Hollywood Tragedy, dives deep into the beloved actor's rise to fame and his tragic death. 5 people, including Perry's personal assistant, 2 medical doctors, and an alleged Hollywood drug dealer known as the Ketamine Queen, were charged with conspiracy to illegally provide Perry with the ketamine. Explore the details of the case in this heartbreaking special, streaming now only on Peacock.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I've had this TMZ article saved on my laptop for months now. And it's talking on the that singer, I think it's either Bebe or Bebe Rexha. I think it's Bebe Rexha. I don't know. Anyways, regardless, B-E-B-E and then Rexha. And overall, I think it was... Dang, this was published in August? Dang, I didn't realize I had it saved for that long. I thought it was maybe like towards the end of last year. Dang, that's crazy. I don't know why I thought I opened it up in maybe December, but dang, all right. I mean, I guess I've had this open up since August. But anyways, so it reads out, I was the victim of a hate crime. And I guess, she was speaking her native language. I think, there's like Albanian. And I'm thinking to myself, like, it's things like that where it trips me out that a person can't even be themselves around others. And so, overall, like, I think I am going to title this episode, I'm like, some people out there need to stop being racist because there ain't no reason to be racist. It's like, how would that make you feel if somebody approached you and they said, stop doing whatever it is that you're doing? And that's something that you're like, I guess not so much as like being known for, but overall, it's like, it's like your, I guess what you do in your country and whoever it is, it's like, fam, it's things like that where I'm like, it trips me out because it's unnecessary. You ain't got to be carrying on like that. It's just, to me, it makes no sense to be racist. Because I'm like, the thing is this, all it's just going to do is just add more problems. Like, maybe some years back, it was, I wouldn't say it shouldn't have been a normal thing. But racism was more uncontrollable back then than it is now. Like now it's like, you can face some backlash for that type of stuff. And I guess, overall, like, if it's a nobody, and that's the thing where it's like, maybe they might have seen who she was, recognized that, she's somebody of fame, people know her and things, thinking like, I'm gonna get my 15 minutes. And it's like, bro, you're a nobody. That's the thing that trips me out. Here it is, this girl's out here, she got her thing going on, and it's like, what are you known for besides being a racist? So anyways, let's go ahead and read out this article real quick. But I just think stuff like that is crazy. It's like, a person can't even, because I know I've even had it where people have gotten on me for the way that I talk, and I'm like, okay, that's how I talk. It's something where I'm like, it shouldn't affect you or it shouldn't bother you on how I talk. That's just how I talk. If you got a problem with it, go elsewhere about it and stuff. But anyways, so the TMZ article starts off by saying, I'm going to just say Bebe Rexha. That's what I'm going to say. If it's pronounced a different way, my apologies. But anyways, so it says, Bebe Rexha says she was discriminated against at a German airport, telling fans she wasn't allowed through security in what she's calling a hate crime. Oh, so it was security that was going on. Yeah, and it's something where it's like, I think when they hear foreign languages, you got people nowadays where they trip about stuff like that. I'm not trying to like downplay what she went through, but it's something where I'm like, I guess to eliminate any issues at airports or anywhere else, it's like, it's something that, you shouldn't have to tell a person like, oh, don't be you, don't speak your language. But I guess to avoid stuff like this, yeah, you just got people out there where it's like, why they tripping about it? I don't know. Like, I know people ask me, and I feel like there'll be people out there where it's like they'll try to defend how the security was acting and stuff, like, oh, it's like they have their reasons to get on a person for how they're talking and stuff. And it's like, again, so like, imagine if you're out somewhere and somebody gets on you for how you're talking, and it's like, this is how you talk. Like, you ain't gonna be with that. You ain't gonna be all like, oh, well, I guess I'll change how I feel. No, I'm not gonna change who I am, because so it's a messed up thing, and she shouldn't have to go through no stuff like that. But yeah, it's just, and like I was saying, it's like, you got people out there where it's like, they hear foreign languages at an airport and they're like, oh no, it means something crazy. And it's like, fam, in this day and age, is it really gonna like bother you that much that if somebody's speaking a foreign language? It's like, do you like, that's the thing you gotta think about too. It's like, do you know how many people are speaking a foreign language at airport, and they saying they speaking whatever language it is around other people, and they're not tripping about it? So be that person. But anyways, so she goes on, or TMZ goes on to say, the singer-songwriter shared videos of her sobbing at Munich, I think that's the name of it, international airport in Germany, claiming in between shaky breaths, the supervisor on her Lufthansa flight threatened and banned her from her flight. That is crazy. And then it's a screenshot. I believe this was posted on her Instagram at the time. Like, I believe this to be a hate crime because I am Albanian. He would not let me take his name. He continued to mentally abuse me to make me feel like he was more powerful than he was. Not one of the women at Lufthansa stepped in or said something. He would not give me his name, but I just found out he works for ATSG, a service company document control hired by Lufthansa. Yeah, that's crazy. It's stuff like that where I'm like, fam, he's like, oh, I'm a man, she's a woman, like on some like, oh, stupid stuff like that, thinking that he got some sort of power over her. And it's like, bro, I guarantee and I promise you don't. You, just because you have like, and that's the one thing that be tripping me out when people, they get this like high authority, and you could tell like he's never worked no low-end job before, whoever this guy is. It's like he's never worked no low-end job, he's never had a hard life, overall it's like he's just probably most likely been having stuff handed to him, and then therefore he thinks like, oh, I could just talk down to people, everybody's beneath me, I'm this, I'm that, oh, she claims she's this person. I'm pretty sure she wasn't trying to throw in her fame out there and stuff, but yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure he's seen that, she might have been famous, or, like, because I imagine she probably got, like, security and stuff. But, yeah, it's just something where it's like, bruh, you ain't gotta be disrespectful, it's like, you visibly, because that's something where I'm like, if I'm doing my job, all right, and I don't want to say he was doing his job, I feel like he was taking advantage of his job, but let's just say for me, if I'm doing my job, and that's something that I wouldn't even trip about, if anything, I'm sitting there I'm like, can you teach me some, like, words in, Albanian? I'm like, nah, teach me a sentence real quick. I'm like, your flight ain't gonna be showing up for another hour. I'm like, no, we got time, all right, I need to know some things. But yeah, I guess like with me, I just remember working at my old job, and it's like I was always respectful to people if they were speaking a different language or whatever the case may be. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna serve you no food because you're speaking a foreign language. It's like, do you see how stupid that sounds? So that ain't no different than this situation. But anyways, but yeah, the article, it goes on to read out, Bebe Rexha says she spoke Albanian to one of the airport security guards because she thought he spoke Albanian to her. A move, she says, led to a tense confrontation with airport staff. How is that a problem? I'm like, fam, I've had it where people have literally spoke Spanish to me and they know that I don't speak Spanish. So it's like, it's something where, yeah, if it's an honest mistake, I'm like, if anything, I would look and be all like, huh? And she was like, oh, I thought you had said something in Albanian. I apologize. And I imagine that's something that she don't come off as somebody that's rude. But anyways, Yeah, it's like I would look. I'm like, oh nah. I'm like, fam, I can barely speak English at times, and that's the only language that I know by heart. And I'm like, and there's at times where I'm looking at words, and I'm like, man, I know they just added this word to the English dictionary. I'm like, ain't no way this is an actual word. So yeah, it's something where I'm like, I wouldn't trip about that, or I wouldn't. I guess I don't know. Like you got where people at airports, it's like they're just like I don't know, they're always on the edge, and I get it, I understand, but at the same time, it's like you got to understand, like, not everybody is a suspect. Not everybody is there to cause problems. It was an honest mistake. She thought that the guy said something to her in her native language, and he didn't. So it's like, it could have just been, oh, I don't speak Albanian. Okay, cool. She goes her way. Everybody else go their way. I'm trying to figure out, like, how did it become a problem, so like that's like, and I think it has to be something where it's all like, it mentally something wrong with the security guard and the other people that were involved that was, like just overall like making her into a victim. And it's things like that where I'm like, I don't get that. But anyways, so then the article, it goes on to read out, Rexha says she's sure she experienced a hate crime because she's Albanian, and adds the alleged discrimination didn't end there. Oh, wow. So then it goes on to say, have I been saying Bebe or Bebe? Regardless, Bebe claims the security personnel continue to mentally abuse her and brandish his power with no one stepping in to say anything. She says she tried to get his name to report him, but he wouldn't provide it to her. By the way, Bebe learned Albanian at a young age because her father was born in North Macedonia, I think, a country where people speak both Macedonian and Albanian, and her mother has Albanian roots as well. Okay, so it's like she learned the language and it's a problem. Like, yeah, that's crazy. But anyways, a rep from Lufthansa tells TMZ they're in direct contact with Bebe to get the full story. They add that airlines connect people all over the world, and diversity and equal opportunities are core values to their company. We're told Lufthansa does not tolerate any sort of discrimination behavior and will thoroughly investigate. Yeah, that guy needs to be fired. Whoever that guy is, he definitely needs to be fired, because it's going to be a situation where if they didn't fire that guy, it's going to be somebody else, and it's going to probably be a mass amount of reports, and then people are going to go back to this Bebe Rexha article, and they're going to be like, dang, and I imagine it's like, it'd be crazy that it's like I'm doing this episode today, and if this guy still works for that airport company or whatever and things, airlines, if he still works for them, I guarantee and I promise you that wasn't the first time he disrespected somebody, and it's most likely ain't gonna be the last. So it's something where it's like, things like that, where you should definitely, when you're interviewing a person, don't interview a person based on, oh, they got like a good application that they've sent us, like good references and, like a whole just history of all these different jobs. No, and that's something where I just remember when I got interviewed at my old job, I think the manager at the time, he was more so interviewing me as like if I'm going to be good around other people, and I think he can see that and he could detect that, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna hire this guy. And sure enough, I was like, fam, I would have to say like the majority of the customers that like came through the cafe, it was either a neutral or like conversation with them where it was like, just asking how they are going on, and it's like, stuff like that might strike up like a conversation where like, oh, like let's say if it's Friday for an example, and I'm like, oh, got any plans for the weekend? And then yeah, they were like, well, I'm going fishing, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's always like a neutral conversation. Then if it's a customer that I am cool with, we cracking jokes. Like I ain't had customers like playfully cuss me out because like, and it was because I made fun of the one of the customers' football team. Yeah, I did that. Like, and I had no regrets. I'm like, nah, he made fun of my football team, so I feel like, okay. I'm like, if that's the game we gonna play, that's the game we gonna play. When next time, and it was the Patriots, and yeah, I think they lost like a playoff game or something like that. And yeah, he playfully cussed me out, but it was like because we're cool with one another. That's overall like my thing is this: if you have a job where you're gonna be working around people, you gotta treat people with respect. It should be no reason whatsoever on why you're disrespecting people, discriminating against people because of whatever language they want to speak. She got that God-given right to speak whatever language she wants to speak. If she wants to speak English, she could do that. If she wants to speak Albanian or any other language, she very well can do that. How does that overall affect you at the end of the day? It doesn't. So that's why I'm like, it's things like that where I'm like, man, that girl, she does not deserve the stuff she goes through. She was the same, if you guys remember, she was that same artist where somebody, I think they threw a phone at her head or something, gave her this crazy cut. And yeah, I'm like, man, she does not deserve the stuff that she be going through. I'm like, that is some crazy stuff, man. But yeah, I've been a fan of her for a minute now. I remember because it was when MTV, they used to show, like, I mean, they still kind of do, but it's not as frequent as they once did. It's like now they really just be showing like whatchamacallit, ridiculousness. It seemed like they don't really be showing catfish anymore. But anyways, yeah, it's like I remember back then though, like 2015. When did that song come out? Because she did a song with that one artist G-Eazy, Me, Myself, and I. And hold on for a second. G-Eazy. Let's see. Disc. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Then I think 2015. I think that was when. Yup. Me, Myself, and I. And that song. Yeah. So I remember when that song. It was like 2015, 2016. That song had they were blowing it up a lot on MTV in the morning. So anyways, yeah, I would hear that song that they did. I was like, I had to say, like, I was already a G-Eazy fan, but I became more of a fan of his after that song had released. And then I also got into listening to her music and stuff, because yeah, she done came out with quite a few songs where I'm all like, dang, that was her when I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, she did, because she did another, I think, yeah, she did do another song with G-Eazy. Hold on for a second. Let me look that up real quick. Feature, okay, so she, let's see. I wonder, yeah, they should, yeah, because Wikipedia, they have like that featured list. Okay, so she, where is that, song at? No, that ain't it. Dang, I thought she did do a song, again with G-Eazy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just hallucinating and things. I could have sworn she did a song with, G-Eazy. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so they got like, why they got like featured artist? Oh, so I guess like it was considered like, dang, that song went platinum like multiple times. Okay, cool. But anyways, it was like, so yeah, FFF. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I knew she did a song with G-Eazy again. But yeah, anyways, then she did a song with David Guetta, I'm Good, and I was like, yeah, that was a good song too. I know I had that song on repeat a few times, but yeah, you know, I could call myself, well, not all the way, but somewhat of a Bebe Rexha fan. I still to this day don't know how to properly pronounce her name, so it's like I can't call myself an all the way fan, somewhat of a fan. But yeah, that girl deserves better, man. It's like she don't deserve the crap that she be going through. But anyways, with that being said, yeah, it's like, people, stop being racist. Stop thinking that you got power over others. You don't. Just because you got some high-end job, don't make it. It shouldn't be a thing where it's like, because you got a high-end job, therefore you can just disrespect people around you. And it's like, I just remember working with customers at my cafe, or at the old cafe that I used to work at, like working around customers that would carry on that way. And I'm like, fam, I don't think you understand. I will disrespect you back. Like, don't play that game with me, please. Like, I could think back on times where, no, there was this one customer where he made a comment about me not paying for college because I shortchanged them. And he was all like, oh, you should have paid for college. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you're mad at the fact that I shortchanged you. What was it? Like, I think it was like 2-3 cents. Meanwhile, you got yourself a job where you're making, I guarantee and I promise you, you're making a lot more than me. I'm not trying to keep your change. If you think I'm trying to steal 2-3 cents off of you, it's like, fam, it ain't the Andy Griffith days. What am I going to do? My thing is this. What exactly in this world am I going to get for 2 or 3 cents? I don't remember the exact number, but anyways, yeah, it was like change. And I'm thinking to myself, like, a quarter, okay, a dime, possibly, nickel, oh, you know, maybe, but like 2-3 cents. I'm like, bruh, the thing is this, I'm gonna kind of, you know, have my little Julius from Everybody Hates Chris, where he's laying out all these different examples. I'm like, fam, I can't get nowhere in a Uber with 2 or 3 cents. I can't get nothing at a grocery store for no 2-3 cents. I can't even get a video game for no 2-3 cents. I can't even go back in time, buy a song off of iTunes for no 2-3 cents. Then I can't even fast forward, travel back in time and get me some sneakers for 2 or 3 cents. Okay, like, no, bro. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that guy. Then it was funny. I remember he comes in there and he's trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm on the phone having an important business call. So you're like, everybody listen here, I'm having an important, like, he's talking all loud, being obnoxious and stuff. So he comes up to me and he's all like he just throws his card out. Like, he doesn't even tell me what he's having and stuff. So I was like, I don't care about your business call. So I'm talking of a higher volume, like kind of like how I'm talking now. I'm like, what are you having? And I'm like, you out here thinking I care about that business call? I'm like, bro, I've had important calls with my parents talking about nothing. I'm like, you out here thinking that because I'm out here talking figures and money and all this other stuff, and it's Nordstrom's, and I'm like, because that was the company that he worked for. And I'm like, bro, I don't care about that. And I'm like, I don't care about none of that. So yeah, I was like, that was one thing about it. I wasn't afraid of, if a customer disrespected me, I definitely would disrespect them back. Should I, promote that type of behavior? Probably not. But overall, it's like, people need to understand, you just can't walk all over a person just because you feel like, or because you got a higher end job than them and stuff. So anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.